Hey, this is Yoni with Compliance Edge Knives, and I just wanted to make a quick shop update video for you guys and let you know why I'm not making knives like the Henchman or the DCK right now, and kind of give you some insight as to what's going on behind the scenes and what I'm working on. So if you follow my work, you probably saw that I just re-released the SVM and the SVMR series, and these are basically the first knives in what I'm calling the Gen 2 series of Compliance Edge. And what the Gen 2 series really is just all the same blades, but a few key differences. The biggest difference in terms of performance is going to be the steel type. So I'm pretty much exclusively working with Magnacut right now. I'm upgrading all the knives like the DCK series, the Henchman, and the Dagger to Magnacut. For the last year plus, I've just gotten so many requests for that I don't see a reason not to. I think it will be a performance increase, and it'll allow me to do more stonewash finishes because of the corrosion resistance. On top of that, I've also changed the machining on both the handle and the bevels. So these Gen 2s all have perfect smooth bevels, and the handles are, the machining on them is a little bit tighter of a tolerance, making the handles look nicer as well and feel a little bit nicer. You can't really tell on camera, but when you get up close, you will see a difference between the Gen 1 and Gen 2 handles in terms of the machining quality on the handles and definitely on the blades. And the way I'm doing that is, I've just discovered some new techniques that I didn't first know about when I got into machining. And additionally, I'm doing a lot more hand sanding. So all of these blades get hand sanding on the bevels and in some of the facets on the handles as well. And that's just making the product what I consider to be a lot nicer, especially it's a $300 plus knife. I want to do the best job I can and give you guys, your money's worth, because kind of everyone is just doing some basic machined blades out there, and not everyone's putting that extra attention to detail in the finish. So I might as well do it. I want to give you guys the best value for your knife. So here's a closer look at that surface finish on these Gen 1s. As you can see, it's just got these kind of machining lines in it. And I know some people actually really like this look, and they're probably going to be bummed that I'm not doing this anymore. But from a functional standpoint, the kind of Gen 2 perfectly smooth surface finish, it does serve a purpose. Even though the Magnacut is incredibly stainless, just having that smooth surface does give less room for, in those crevices, rust could tend to appear. So it just giving that smoother finish does make it more corrosion resistance. And one of the other small changes is just the corner radius. So the corner radius on the Henchman is 50 thousandths of an inch. And on all these newer ones, it's just a tiny bit bigger of a radius, making it a little bit more comfortable. It's a basically 60 thousandths radius. So it's just a little bit more round and smooth and feels a little better overall. Another thing that I'm doing differently is I've changed the angle that I'm sharpening at. So these were all 25 degrees, and I've stepped it to make it a little bit more shallow and a little sharper now, and it is at 22.5 degrees. I had tried 20 degrees, but I just wasn't super happy about the toughness at 20 degrees. So I found that 22.5 was kind of the perfect balance, where it is still incredibly tough and it's just a little bit sharper than the 25 degree angle that I was doing before. And on top of that, I'm also kind of bringing the edge thickness down a little on everything and trying to get thinner and thinner edges to make these just better for slicing. And they're still plenty tough with that Magnacut steel, and of course covered by a lifetime warranty if anything were to happen. But I just found that, people want a slicey knife more than they want kind of an ice pick. And so I'm just bringing that edge thickness down just a tad bit to make these better for slicing. In order for me to make those changes though, I need to build all new fixturing for every one of my older knives. So I'm right now working my way backwards and basically kind of having to redesign every one of the older knives and get them ready for that switch to get that higher surface finish. And that just takes time. And then on top of that, there's been pretty much a Magnacut shortage. So a few months ago, for instance, when I ordered the steel to do 200 of these, the guys at Niagara Specialty Metals, they got that steel out to me in a week. And for the last year or so, every time I'd order Magnacut, it would be ready in 1 week. And so I figured my plan was to roll all of these things out right after this launch. And then unfortunately, when I went to order that Magnacut thinking it would take a week, they told me the lead time was 12 weeks, and it still is 12 weeks. So luckily that happened back in June. So my Magnacut order is pretty much ready to ship out here. But then after that happens, I don't just take the raw steel and turn it into knives. I ship it out to a grinding facility that cuts the big plates down into bar sizes and then precision grinds the thickness. That way all of these are the exact correct thickness, and that way the bevels all line up with each other. And that's just a key step, and that takes about a month as well. So right now I'm planning on having these Gen 2 of the older blades kind of start popping out in October. And I think that's basically what it's gonna happen, timeline wise. It's looking like it'll happen in October, probably late October, because in September, and this is coming in from my personal life, but I'm getting married in September and taking a honeymoon. So I'm gonna lose probably 2 to 3 weeks of September just for that personal reason. And I'm not really gonna be making any knives during that time. In between now and then, all August, I'm gonna be coming out with the SVMR, SVM, and some Vendettas. And then I'm gonna get some copperheads out to you guys as well. Right now, I'm getting those copperheads kind of redesigned this week to include that new surface finish on them. So hopefully by the end of this coming week, I will be shipping out some newly kind of touched up copperheads out to heat treat, and those are gonna be really cool. So that's why I don't have all those kind of classic designs being made right now. It's just a mixture of not being ready for the Gen 2s yet, as well as not having the materials. But once everything is done, come October, I've taken steps to make sure that I'm ordering steel with that 12-week lead time kind of in the back of my mind. And so hopefully there's no more issues of running out of materials. And by no means am I out of materials. I still have materials to do, like I said, Vendettas, copperheads, and the SVM. I just don't have the correct steel size in Magnacut for those older knives. But everything is getting, in production. It's gonna be ready soon, and it's honestly gonna be worth the wait because just the surface finish alone, not even the steel difference is going to be really worth that the wait on those knives. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. And let me know which knives you want to see more of, whether it's the Henchman, the Dagger, the DCK series, and let me know the color combos that you want, all right? I listen to everything you guys say. I don't make these knives for me, I make them for you. So when you let me know which blades you want and the color combos, I definitely take that into consideration because I want these things to sell and I want you guys to get the blades that you want. And on one final ending note, I recently added reviews to my website. So you can go to the website now and write a review on any of your older blades that you've purchased. And one of the cool things you can do with that is submit a picture. And if you do that picture in your review, you're gonna get a discount code for 10% off on your next order. So that's basically just a cool way for you to easily get a discount. Really only takes a few seconds, maybe a minute max. It's super easy to do. And it really just helps incoming customers. They wanna see reviews, they trust your guys' reviews. The reviews are all verified. It's a third-party app. So it would be really cool if you guys could write some reviews on your older purchases. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for your continued support, and new knives will be coming out soon.